If your average open rate is anything below 40%, then it means that your emails are landing in the spam or the promotions tab, which means that you could have the best emails in the world, but they're not going to be effective because they're not getting in front of the eyes of your viewers. I'm going to show you the quickest and the easiest ways that I bring email deliverability back for my clients, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can do the same for your brand. So there's really only 3 reasons why your email deliverability is messed up sending you into spam folder. First of all, is you're just making unengaging emails. I made a video that goes over how I create engaging campaigns for my clients, so just give that a watch if that's your issue. Second, there's some technical setup issues with your domain. I'm going to go over that a little bit later. And then lastly, you've ruined your sender reputation by continually sending out emails with low open rates, and it just gets damaged in the eyes of Google. So Google's no longer looking at you as a reputable sender. So I'm going to go over how to fix these so you can get your brand landing in that primary inbox again. Okay, now, so these are the 3 main benchmarks that I would recommend looking at when looking at your deliverability. These are the absolute minimums. So 40% open rate, anything below this, a couple easy fixes will bring you there. I'm going to go over that later. Click rates are 1%. This is less to do with deliverability, and it's more to do with how you're actually crafting your emails. So if you have anything under a 1% click rate, then it means you got to make a couple quick adjustments in your emails to start driving those clicks up, but that's just less to do with deliverability and more to do with email design. And then the last one is bounce rate. It should be under 1%. So here's an easy fix for bounce rate. I'm going to show you later when I'm actually creating the segment, so you can filter out all the people, all the emails who have ever bounced, and then you'll just be able to keep your bounce rate low from there. But yeah, if you keep these 3 metrics on point, then your email deliverability is going to be good. Okay, so this is very important. So I'm going to go through this right now, because if you're doing this wrong, then it could mess up your email deliverability for every single email that you'll ever send out. So I'm going to show you how to export the emails from Figma and import them into Klaviyo for maximum deliverability. So I'm going to walk through this really quick. This is just the process of what I do, and this is the best way to do it. So you're going to want to go click slice exactly like I did, and you're going to want to slice it into a bunch of different segments. So I'll rename this to slice 1. And then you're going to want to export it on 2 times, make it a JPEG. And then we're going to pretty much replicate that. So we're going to copy and paste that, and we're going to make our second segment right here. And we're going to scroll it down. I wouldn't recommend making the segments much bigger than 600 pixels long. So we're just going to keep doing that segment after segment until we get the whole email pretty much. Okay, so there you have it. I just made all the slices. As you can see, I started from the very top, including the header, and then I just went down making it, so I did chunk here, chunk here, chunk here, chunk here, chunk here, and I just split the whole email up into smaller pictures. What a lot of people do is they just export the whole thing, put it into Klaviyo. It's bad because one, the file size is going to be too big, and you're going to want to maximize the graphic quality as well. So this is how you're going to want to do it. Just make, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 smaller images breaking up this email. I did not do the footer because I always take care of that in Klaviyo itself. And then what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to go slice 1, and I already showed you these settings, so just go export slice 1, go save that, and then you just go to slice 2, export it on the same settings. Again, when you're doing that, just copy and paste them, the slices. Okay, so I just downloaded all of the slices. Now you're going to want to go to this website, iloveimg.com. This is pretty much going to compress it so that you can decrease the file size of your images. Just compress it, so it'll improve your deliverability long term, because the email provider won't see you sending off massive blobs of data. It's going to be a lot more condensed, and it's going to work a lot better, trust me. So yeah, you're going to want to go compress images, and then you're just going to want to drag all of these in there. and then hit compress image. And then there you have it. You have that new zip file of all the compressed images. Okay, so now you're going to want to go into good old Klaviyo as usual, and then you're going to want to drag the image onto here, like so. And then I always duplicate it a bunch of times just to make it easy. Then you're going to want to go into your compressed image folder and drop them in one at a time. And then there you have it. So just keep dropping your image files in until you have a complete email like this. I didn't do the footer yet because it doesn't apply to this video. But yeah, that's the style for maximizing deliverability. If you do that for every email that you send, your deliverability is going to go up and you'll be seen as more legitimate in the eyes of Google because you're not sending out massive image files every email. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to properly import your emails into Klaviyo from Figma, I'm going to show you how to the proper technical setup behind your domains, because it's boring, but if you mess this up, your emails will, without a doubt, go to spam. So, first of all, there's 3 records that you need to worry about, SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. So I'm going to show you how to identify if you have issues with these records, as well as fix them. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a website called Glock Apps. At least this is what I use. It's free. So just make your account and then go to Free Tools. First thing I'm going to recommend you do is go to that spam checker. It's going to give you this. You need to copy this email address and then send an email from your domain, and then include whatever you want in your body text, and then send an email there, and then it'll give you a report back about how your deliverability is. It'll tell you a little bit about what's messed up. And then there's these individual checkers as well, which are SPF checker. You can type in your domain and then it'll give you a check just to see if you have this set up. Do this for SPF, DMARC, and DKIM. So if you do notice that these records are messed up, then you're going to want to fix it, obviously. And you're going to fix it by going into your domain hosting website. So whether that's GoDaddy or Shopify itself or Porkbun or whatever it may be, go into that and then you can fix the records in there. Look up on Google how to fix SPF record or whatever it is, how to fix SPF record for your specific domain host. And then it'll give you step-by-step instructions about how to do that. But generally just use Glock Apps for deliverability to see if you have issues with your deliverability 1 and 2 to diagnose what's wrong. And then you just do those steps that I just told you to fix the specific records that you find may be messed up. Okay, so now that we got the boring stuff out of the way, I'm going to go through a little bit about segmentation, how you can properly send to your list to optimize your email deliverability and end up in that main inbox. So first of all, a couple of reasons why you might have a bad sender reputation and you might have built up a bad sender reputation over time. First is spam complaints. When people report you as spam, then it will really hurt your deliverability. So just send valuable emails overall. Don't send out spam to your customers. Next up, as I already said, you want to send out engaging emails. So keep your engagement high. Keep the list hygiene high too. I'm going to show you right after this slide about how you can do that through segmentation. And the last one is inconsistent sending. You're going to want to send 3 to 4 valuable campaigns per week. Even if you think this is a lot, trust me, it's not. For all my clients, 3 to 4 performs the best. If you're doing anything under this, you're just undersending. Anything over this, then you actually might get a little annoying because that's like almost every day you're sending out. But 3 to 4 is that sweet spot where you can send like the optimal amount of campaigns. Just make sure you're sending out value. Don't be sending out discounts every single week. Send out value that people are actually interested in about your products, your brand history, etc., etc. So these are 4 segments that you're going to want to make today for your email deliverability. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this in Klaviyo. Okay, so this is your 60-day engaged list. As I said, for an example, you're going to want to use this in Klaviyo to segment for the past 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. Just make 4 lists for that. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. Just take these settings. It's going to be someone who, 1, can receive email marketing, obviously, and it will be someone who has opened an email at least once in the past 60 days, or someone who has clicked an email at least once in the past 60 days. Now this one is kind of just a fail-safe because people opening email can be kind of iffy with Klaviyo's tracking, but clicking It's very certain if someone clicks an email, it's very accurate. This is just the second part, is just kind of make sure that we're getting everybody. And then the last one is to exclude anyone who has ever bounced. So people who have bounced email 0 times overall. Now, if you're sending emails to people whose email have bounced, then it will obviously hurt your deliverability, because 1, they're not going to open it, and then 2, it just makes you look less human in Google's eyes. So you're going to want to exclude that out, and it will help your deliverability long term. But as I said, you're going to want to make these 4 segments, and you're going to want to send out your campaigns to these 4 segments rather than sending it out to your whole list. Because if you're sending it out to your entire list, then you're going to include people whose emails are bouncing, inactive accounts, people who don't care about your brand, and it's going to hurt your open rates and hurt your sending reputation overall time, because there's no point in sending to them. You're going to want to send to people who are actually engaged with your brand. If you think about it, 90 days is a long time. That's 3 months. If you're sending to people 3 to 4 times for 3 months and they haven't opened a single one of those emails, they're disengaged with your brand. So you're going to want to only send out to these segments. Okay, so here's what I'm going to recommend to you if your email deliverability is actually in the gutter. So if it's like 30% open rates or less, then I'm going to highly recommend that you do this. So you're going to want to start by sending out to your 14-day engaged list. These are like your biggest, most loyal fans, so obviously your open rates are going to be high for this. And you're going to want to always be above a 40 or 45% open rate for each of these. So you're going to test sending it out to your 14-day engaged list. If it's anything below a 45% open rate, then you're going to want to keep sending to this list until it is. Make sure your emails are actually good when you're doing this. And then once it does get above a 45% open rate, you're going to want to expand it out to your past 30-day engaged list. Your open rate might be a little lower here. So you're going to want to keep sending it out to this until your open rate gets to above 45%. And then once it is, expand it out again to your 60. And then continue with that until you get to a 90-day engaged, and you're going to want to be above at least a 40% open rate for all the emails, all your campaign emails that you're sending out. And then next up, if your open rate is really in the gutter, you're going to want to turn off any of those side flows that don't have a great open rate. As I said, we're going to want to maximize our deliverability, open rates, and legitimize us in the eyes of Gmail. So we're going to want to turn off any side flows with low open rates, and we're going to want to keep on only the welcome flow, browse abandon, cart abandon, checkout abandon, and the post-purchase flows, because they'll have high open rates. So those will only help us. You really only have to do this if your deliverability is really bad. If your deliverability is okay, like 30% plus, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can keep it on. But if you really need to fix your deliverability, do that. And then a third thing for recovering your email deliverability is adjusting your copy. So if you're sending out every email, it's like buy one, get one free, limited time, if it's really discount heavy, obviously salesy wording, then Gmail's going to see that, and you're obviously going to be trying to sell on your list, so they're going to see that and they're going to send you to the promotions tab or the spam tab, and it's just going to hurt you overall in the eyes of the sending platform. So adjust your copy a little bit, and then this also includes the alt text. So you're going to want to include alt text in your images if you're not already doing this. It's just going to help you in addition to your emails, but in your alt text you're not going to want to use any sales wording at all, because if you are, then it'll hurt your deliverability, as I already said. So there you have it. There are all the best practices and tips that you're going to need to get your emails from the spam and into the main inbox. So just implement those, and if your open rates are low, like 20-30%, you're going to see huge results just from doing this, because people are actually seeing more of your emails, so you're just going to have more opportunities to sell to them. But yeah, implement those over a long enough time frame and you will see results from that. So if your brand is currently doing $40,000 per month or more, and you want a guaranteed increase of $5,000 per month, then I'm running an offer right now where it's just a $300 payment up front one time, and I'm going to implement quick wins in your flows, campaigns, as well as your deliverability to get you this result in 45 days. And if I don't get you this result, then I work for free until I do. So if you're interested in that offer, then I'm going to include a link to my calendar in the description. So just book any time slot in there where we'll run a quick 15-minute call. I'll give you some quick wins and a roadmap to scaling your brand through email, and we'll see if you qualify for me to run this offer for your brand. So if that interests you, just click the link in the description and book any time slot in there, and then we'll have a chat. But hopefully you found this video helpful and you can use it to move forward and fix your deliverability and get out of that spam folder and into that primary inbox. But if you have any questions, then just feel free to reach out to me and ask me. I'm more than happy to chat and help you and your brand out at any time.